Well, thanks for joining us for another Winnovative Inside Small Biz CRM quick tool moment. The idea is to give you some quick tips to get more out of your ACT CRM contact management system in just a few minutes. So here we are, we're looking at ACT 2010, and one of the big new features in ACT 2010 that everyone's really excited about is the new customizable opportunity module. And here we are looking at a detail in the ACT 2010 demo database, and we're looking at one of the opportunities that's in that system. And one of the things that you may have noticed that maybe is a little confusing or is kind of annoying is that as part of the products and services module for the opportunities, we can add any number of products into the opportunity. I'll go ahead and click the add button here, and when that dialog box comes up, you may have noticed that some of these values have a ton of zeros to the right hand of the decimal point. And for most of us, generally, we don't need to carry out our cost or price to the 8th or 9th decimal. So the point of this tip is to show you real quickly how you could change that so that it looks more like you'd expect with just a couple of digits. So where we do that is we actually change the definition for those product fields. We go to the Tools menu and we choose Define Fields. In the resulting Define Fields wizard, we want to change to the products because that's the table of fields that we're looking at. And if we drill down into any of these currency values here, adjusted price was one of the items that had more than enough places after the decimal point. I'm going to click Next. And we notice here under Customize Field Behavior, we have the number of decimal places, okay? First is the number of decimal places to the left and then to the right. And we certainly don't need to have 8 decimal places to the right. So I'm going to change that to 2 and go ahead and click Finish. It's letting us know that by doing that, potentially you're going to lose data, which of course, if you truncated it from 8 zeros after the decimal point to 2, you could see why you'd lose data. But the chances that you've put something out to the 8th place are probably minimal. So we'll go ahead and we'll click Yes. So that's going to update the database. And let's take a look at our cost. And we can do the same thing. I'll click Next. And again, it says 8 places to the right. We change that to 2. Go ahead and click Finish. Yes to the warning. Let's see. Let's check our price. And again, that's to 8. We'll change that to 2. Go ahead and click Finish. Click Yes. And that's sufficient now. Let's see what the results of that are. So I'm going to click Close. And then we'll go ahead and we'll click, after we get a refresh, we'll click Add. And we notice that on the fields that we changed, okay, instead of having 8 places, now we're down to 2, which for the most part in America makes sense. Now for the discount percentage, you may want to carry that out to more than 2, maybe 3 or 4, but you probably don't need to go to 8. So that's how you can change your default values in your database so you don't have all those excess zeros and it looks more like you'd expect. One thing to keep in mind is that because you are changing the format of the fields, that this would need to be done on your primary database. If you have synchronization already set up and you're working on a remote database on your notebook computer, then you wouldn't be able to change that there. You'd have to log into the main system to make that change. And if you have multiple users in your database, they may need to log out. So there you have it real quick, how to change those back so that they look like normal currency values for just 2 decimal places as opposed to 8.